Hi there, Monday Morning Magic. It's me, Shiloh. After our session last week, I bet I know what you're thinking. Non-negotiables? Non-negotiables, Shiloh? Those suck. They cramp my style. I can't commit to no non-negotiables. And you know what? I can relate to that as well. I also used to think non-negotiables cramped my style. In fact, sometimes I actually still think that because I like to just do whatever I want when I want. Time freedom. That's where it's at, people. But guess what? What I've learned is having non-negotiables and practicing a little something I call self-discipline. It offers space for the responsibility that comes along with having that freedom. Freedom is just not a concept in and of itself, some willy-nilly thing you just throw around. With true freedom comes a real depth of responsibility. And using non-negotiables in a responsible manner adds to your sense of freedom. I get it, people. I get the resistance that comes up. Resistance comes up with any good shift. When you get that whole I don't want to do that, that's a sign that you should be doing that. Been there, done that. And every time I push through that wall of resistance, when it comes to things that are good for me and nurturing, I find that those end up being some of the things I do that I value the most. I'll give you a quick little example before we go today. A couple years ago, I was sitting in stillness, and then I was talking to my coach, and I was wondering about the things I could do that would help me feel more connected to the divine and help me to develop a deeper spiritual practice. Just feeling like I needed a little something to help me with my spiritual growth. And when I was quiet, you know what came to me? Praying on my knees. You know how much I wanted to do that? About as much as I wanted to shoot myself in my own head. I was so mad and angry about this information. I was swearing. I was getting mad at my coach. What? I'm supposed to pray on my knees? Are you kidding me? That's for hardcore fundamentalist radical Christians. I don't pray on my knees. That's not something I do. But what I had committed to and what I've learned from the past is that when I am granted information like that, it is important for me just to obey. Even if I feel resistance, even if I get angry and all worked up, just obey, Shiloh. And just obey is exactly what I did. And praying on my knees became one of my most favorite things to do, people. Imagine that. Anyway, that's just my little story that is hopefully going to encourage you to try out a non-negotiable, to wonder a little bit about the resistance that you might be feeling around creating a non-negotiable, or wonder about the resistance in general that you hold in regards to doing things that are good for you, and maybe give you that little bit of encouragement to push through that resistance and come out the other side. We'll talk about resistance again next week. Bye for now. And until then, I'll be wondering about you and so much more.